I suffer from pediaphobia, the fear of dolls. I mean, everyone thinks dolls are a little creepy, right? My mom always thought I was just being dramatic, and I never told her. I've never been the type to admit fears to people like I am doing with you now. I'd rather pretend something doesn't exist than admit that it terrifies me. But dolls terrify me. Dolls make something primal in me want to run. Last year I was hanging out on Discord with a few friends. Someone mentioned creepy vintage dolls and I kind of snapped. I went on a full rant, voice raised and everything, about how much I hated dolls and how much they scared the living crap out of me. And my mom overheard everything. So then of course she's interrogating me. You know, why are you so scared of dolls? You never told me you were so scared of dolls. So I told her where my fear stemmed from. When I was little, I used to sleep in the bedroom with my mother. The light switch was by the door, and I was so little that I had to stand on a chair to reach it. I was maybe 6 or 7 when it happened. It was a normal day for me. I've been playing outside with the neighborhood kids. I came home and went upstairs to take a bath. My mom was still at work, and the babysitter was gone, so I was basically home alone. Climbing the stairs felt weird, like off in some way. Not that I was like super afraid, but just like almost like the house was holding its breath, if that makes sense. And that's when I saw it. The doll. My doll. The one my mom had bought me. The only doll she ever bought me. Brown, curly hair, stiff limbs, and about my size, because I was small. It came with a stroller that it used to sit in. And its most horrifying feature, it had like these glowing green eyes. I just remember not liking them at all. If the doll tipped over, the eyes would roll back in its head and still glow. Like something dead staring up from its grave. It was sitting in a stroller, eyes wide, just staring at me. And I didn't know why it was there, because I didn't put it there. I walked to the master bedroom slowly, jumped up to flip on the light. But I missed. And so I tried again and again. And then the switch clicked, like as if it was going to turn on, but it didn't turn on. Now there was a window in the room, so even in the dark I could see vague shapes. I hesitated, but I stepped inside. There was something in the corner, but I couldn't quite make out what it was, and the door creaked shut behind me. That's when I noticed what it was. It was a doll. Not the brown-haired one. This one was blonde, and it was staring at me just like the other one. Its hands moved from its side into its lap. Its eyes were bright, unnatural blue. Then it started moving toward me, crawling toward me. And the next thing I knew, I was on the floor, my head cracking against the hardwood. And the doll was on top of me. Its hands were around my throat. I remember sobbing, gasping, and after what felt like forever, finally pushing the doll off me. I bolted out the door, and I ran down the stairs. I ended up at the neighbor's house, crying and telling them what happened, but of course they didn't believe me, and they calmed me down and sent me home. And when I finally finished telling the story, my mom took a minute, and she was just thinking. And then she said, "I remember the brown doll. I bought that for you. You hated it. You never played with it." I said, "Yeah, I didn't like it. I was afraid of it." And then she frowned, and her voice dropped really low. "But I never bought you a blonde doll."